Guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about this really deep topic, how the narcissist obliterates your sense of self. Watch this video. Everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Let's dive into this. If you were a child of a narcissistic family, if you're highly sensitive and you grew up in a pretty narcissistic society, or if you're actually dealing with one in relationship now, whether it be sibling, boss, colleague, partner, or friend, there is a double bind. And what that means is your perceived flaws are criticized and your perceived gifts, or let's say strengths, are actually envied. Now, here's something to understand. People think, oh, they envy me. Envy is a really painful thing when it comes from a loved one. Why? Because it makes them reject you because of your shine. This is why so many clients come to me and they're like, Candace, I'm just afraid of my power. I'm afraid to shine. Oh, I understand that very well. And the reason you're afraid to shine is you know that that will get you rejected. You know that that will make them upset. You know that that is the thing that makes them disconnect. And whether you're aware of this or not, the biggest fear we have of relationship is the disconnect. That feeling of like, oh no, that's what gets us into trauma bonds, is we then try to earn their love back again by putting ourselves down, by people pleasing. We have to understand that when we are raised by these people or in relationship with these people, we cannot win. It is a lose-lose battle. You end up living below the veil of your potential. You end up not really knowing who you are, not allowing yourself to connect to self, because that's scary. Why is it scary to connect to your authentic self? Because it is not accepted. It becomes confusing. You don't know why they're rejecting you when you're doing all these good things, and you highlight your flaws of, oh, that's what's so bad about me that gets me unloved. None of it's true, to be honest, because when you think about a stable person who's in their power and in their truth, they want you to be in yours so you can actually connect in a real divine way. When someone is powerless to their own self, when someone is in a state of narcissism, or what I like to say, the false self, or what I like to say is a self that has been totally obliterated, they must obliterate yours. Someone who's not in their power can't handle you and yours. And this is why you're so afraid of it, because that became survival to you. You had to survive this person because you depended on this person early on. That's why in most of my courses, I teach really becoming the autonomous self, the whole self, the one that is capable on your own, not so that you can be alone, because that's what happened to you as a child. If you were in your power, you'd be left alone. You didn't know how to survive the world without this person. And many of you recreated these relationships in your spouses or loved ones to have to sort of lower yourself to depend on them so they feel powerful. And then you're screwed because you're powerless to them and their shocking moods. So think about this for a minute. If your perceived flaws were rejected and highlighted and your perceived strengths were envied, you weren't allowed to be you no matter how you look at it. You had to pretend you were less than. You have to cut yourself down. You're probably that person that makes fun of yourself, that, puts down your looks. Oh, I have a client who, like, it's shocking. She's gorgeous. She's smart. She's all the things. But she'll constantly be like, oh, look at me today. I'm sorry. I'm like, you look gorgeous. Or she'll say something like, someone will give her a compliment. And she'll tell me how she's like, oh, no, I'm not. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't want to upset people. Well, you're already upsetting people by being you. By being beautiful, by being naturally smart, by being whatever it is that you are, quirky, unique. That's already triggering because you're being you. And what's so interesting is when you start putting yourself down, it doesn't even help the situation because they know that you're not the version you're putting down. They just make you think that you are. They want you to suffer from self-doubt so that you're easily manipulated. So you're easier to control, so that you try to earn their love and make them feel so special on this pedestal. All the attention has to go to that person. So whatever attention you need is not going to work. If you're giving yourself attention because you're being your flaw, or you're giving yourself your attention because you're being your gifted self, you're still getting attention. So for you to survive a narcissist, you have to literally just be what they need. You need to literally not highlight anything or upset anything or demand anything. You literally just need to be this person who's not in their power. Period. Period. In a weird way, this is a form of supply. Narcissists need the person that they can put all their issues on. Narcissists need the person that you are to have issues. They need you to be less than in your power for their survival of false self, of denial. This gets so confusing, doesn't it? In my emotional rehab program, you guys know it's launching right now. We have to go back to, this is what I teach, you have to go back to the original trauma, the original wound, the original trauma bond, the original time you realized being you wasn't safe. So what do? We continue these patterns of thinking we need someone, of thinking we're not capable, of putting our power down to be with someone powerful, to be with someone more confident so we can actually have some sense of self, some sense of worth. But that's never going to work. It's never going to work. The only thing that's going to work is you guys challenging yourself to get back into your power, regardless of all these old survival needs and mechanisms, all these old coping mechanisms. We have to wash all those away and upgrade the coping mechanism to actually work for your truth. When you're living in alignment with who you truly are and what's right for you, you're living in your power. You're afraid of that because what was right for you didn't work with your caregivers that didn't allow you to have your needs, because it wasn't working for them, because they didn't know how to be emotionally there for you. They were inadequate. So they make you feel inadequate. Take that in. I'm doing a series of these videos right now on what happens to us in these situations and how to reclaim our power. But for the purpose of this video, you have to understand you need to go back to the beginning of all the things in your way that you've created, sabotage, fear, all these things. To stay in good standings with them, we need to chip all of that away. Chip all of it away. I'll explain to you step by step in my emotional rehab course. If you want to do more intimate work with this, my Inner Work 1 is launching. We're full for the 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're opening another spot for 11:30 a.m. Pacific time starting Monday. So get on in this. The links are all below. I'm super passionate about people becoming their true, authentic, autonomous self because that is the only way we claim our true, authentic calling and the relationships that are meant for us. I have so many videos on this, you guys. You can't miss what's right for you if you're being your true self. You can't miss it. You can't lose it. It won't be taken away. It will only be taken away in the fear of you losing it when it's something that you need for your sense of self outside of yourself. When you're depending on things for your worth, those things can be taken. When you depend on yourself for your worth, you don't have to worry about any of that. Fear fades away. I'm going to be doing a post about that this week. So please check the links below. Please go say hello to me over on Instagram, TikTok. I'm over there all day long. Please send me a private message if you have any questions about the courses, or you can just write it in the comment. Please share this with one person you think it could help. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon.